For a few years in the 90s, it seemed like Helen Hunt was destined to be a mainstay on the big and small screen alike. Forever, the actor landed her earliest movie role in 1977, playing a teenager in the disaster movie Roller Coaster, which featured a singularly weird plot about a man trying to bomb an amusement park ride. Hunt continued to act over the next decade, taking roles in films like Girls Just Want to Have Fun and Peggy Sue Got Married, plus the popular doctor drama Saint Elsewhere. But it wasn't until the 90s, when Hunt earned a trifecta of great, memorable role, that she truly became a household name. Hunt's big break came from Mad About You, a 1992 sitcom in which she played one half of a New York City newlywed couple opposite Paul Reiser. Plotlines for the show mined married life for humor, but they also addressed typical New York problems, like heat waves and the chance you might run into Rudy Giuliani. Later seasons focused on Hunt and Reiser's characters' eventually successful attempt to have a baby. Mad About You is an oft-forgotten part of the 90s sitcom boom, but it earned a whopping 12 Emmys and originally ran for 7 seasons. By 1996, Hunt was taking over the summer movie season with disaster romance thriller Twister, and a year later, she won an Oscar for her part in James L. Brooks' As Good as It Gets. The late 90s doesn't mark the end of Hunt's career by any measure, but it does mark a crescendo in her fame that led the actor to start thinking consciously about how famous he wanted to be. She would appear in plenty of major roles in the years that followed, in Castaway, Pay It Forward, and What Women Want, to name a few. But Hunt told The Guardian in 2022 that she was slightly uneasy with the level of attention that brought paparazzi to her literal doorstep. There were a couple of years when I was a little spooked, she told the outlet. I was afraid that Hunt's solution to the matter was simple. I just became very boring. She's well aware that he could never unring that bell. Hollywood stars aren't typically known for trying to become less famous, but it clearly worked for her. There are some people who will live more exciting lives and keep going at that level, and it's their whole life. Wherever they go, forever, she said. I think by the 130th picture of me in my khaki pants with my yoga mat, that picture's worth nothing. There were plenty of other stars paparazzi could bug for photos in the late 90s, and eventually they and the media cycle that kicked up when Hunt was winning massive awards moved on. If you want it to go away, it will. You just have to be patient, Hunt told The Guardian in 2008. When asked about her career over the last 20 years or so, Hunt has been open about the fact that she's often more interested in spending time with her family than in making movies. She gave birth to a daughter in 2004, and later told the New York Times that it was hard to find roles that interested her as much as the promise of family time. I suddenly wasn't offered parts that were worth walking away from. The most compelling I'd ever been involved with, which was my family, she told the outlet. Maybe my dirty little secret is, this is the life I'd been wanting. Hunt has repeated similar sentiments a few times over the years. Why go off and pretend to be someone's mother, or pretend to be someone's wife, when I finally had the chance to have that experience in my real life, Hunt told People magazine in 2008. The actor, who started her own career at just 9 years old, told the outlet she stepped away from Hollywood to get a life. By starting a family, Hunt got one, and she decided that it was hard to find a part that was as interesting as watching my daughter grow up, despite all the media attention paid to the idea that Hunt hasn't acted as much in the past 2 decades. The performer has actually never had a gap of more than 3 years in her filmography across the past 50 years. I wrote and directed 2 movies and starred in them, and had a baby, so yeah, I don't know what to say when people say what happened, she told The Guardian. 2 years ago, that a lot, you know. For me, that plenty. She was actually often working behind the camera. She caught the directing bug after helming a few episodes of Mad About You, but Hunt's first feature directorial effort, 2007's Then She Found Me, was a full decade in the making. The movie, which is loosely based on a novel by Eleanor Lipman, follows a religious school teacher who deals with major upheaval when her Adoptive mother dies, her biological mother reappears, and she finds herself pregnant in the midst of a separation. Hunt played the lead role and put together a great cast that included Matthew Broderick, Betty Midler, Colin Firth, and even an inexplicable appearance from novelist Salman Rushdie. The comedic drama took a circuitous route to theaters, with Hunt explaining in interviews and on the film's DVD special features that she raised funds for the film herself, got actors on board for minimum wages, and cast herself in the lead role to make the directing process easier. She also co-wrote the script. Hunt informed The Guardian that someone once told her that the people who get their movies made are just the ones who don't give up, so distributor went bankrupt the day before then She Found Me was released, leading her to take the self-financed route for her second directorial feature, too. That movie was Ride, a 2014 drama released by Screen Media Films, Hunt wrote, and though Hunt has worked hard to get her projects made over the past 2 decades, there was one idea he just couldn't get started, even with the help of 2 high-profile friends. Hunt told The Guardian that in 2020, she, rapper, actor, filmmaker, and Hamilton star Daveed Diggs and his frequent artistic partner Raphael Casel, who you might know from Blind Spotting or Loki, tried to pitch their version of a Twister sequel to studios, and were shut down immediately. Hunt described the experience as an eye-opening one when it comes to. Of course, Twisters eventually got made without Hunt, although early reports indicated she might be in it, and with 2 conventionally attractive white leads, it was a huge hit, but it's tough not to imagine what Casel, Diggs, and Hunt's version of the film may have looked like. Hunt has also been asked the state of roles for women on film, telling The Guardian in 2008 that during her years off, she wasn't watching enough movies to see what she was missing, but implying that the strong parts weren't exactly rolling in. I'm sure if I had 5 great roles lined up then I wouldn't have had time to write this movie, she said in reference to her directorial debut. While it would have been nice to have had more opportunities, I'm not really sure if they were out there to have. Generally, though, Hunt seems to take a no-drama approach to talking about her work choices, having once talked to Vulture about her choice to act in more independent films. I can't say that it has anything to do with anything other than a good script and a good part and an invitation. You miss seeing Hunt on screen. Look no further than Stars' TV spin-off sequel to the 2018 film Blind Spotting, a 2-season wonder created by Diggs and Casel, in which Hunt plays the overbearing but sweet hippie mother to incarcerated Miles Casel. Hunt also returned to Mad About You for a 1-season revival that revisited her and Reiser's characters as empty nesters after their daughter Mabel Abby Quinn leaves for college. Several original cast members returned, including Richard Kind and Carol Burnett. Terms of recent projects, Hunt also showed up in a few episodes of Hacks, where she plays ruthless network exec Winnie Landell, the World War II drama series World on Fire, and in the movies The Night Clerk and How It Ends. Hunt has also acted both on and off Broadway and on London's West End, in addition to starring in the sci-fi podcasts Alethea and Solar. Hunt even went back to college at one point. In 2008, she told Redbook she was taking 1 college class per semester in a not-so-positive development, though she was reportedly hospitalized following a car accident in 2019, and she sued the car company involved 2 years later per People. Overall, Hunt seems to have a refreshingly unorthodox perspective on acting that has led to her taking roles only when she wants to. Headlines be damned. Movie acting is a great job. For your 20s, you travel all over, you have affair with people, and you throw yourself into one part and then another. She told Vulture in 2011, there are times when I love it and I get to express myself in ways that I need to and wouldn't otherwise, and there are times when I really like my life and I don't want to cut my hair off and go to Tennessee and live in a hotel for 3 months. Fair enough.